I gotta tell you, you guys, this situation of my life that the gods set up is so goddamn fucking funny when you think about it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the negative end like the Canadians, because it probably wouldn't be very funny to them. But from my perspective and what they set up for me and this scenario and stuff like that, it's actually quite funny, and it makes me, every time I think about it, it makes me smile because it's so goddamn fucking funny. But basically, what happens is, in the scenario of my life, it was like the ultimate character test to test if humanity was intelligent and ethical, and if they were fit to move on with the rest of the universe and enjoy existence. And the Canadians basically failed miserably, and they're still failing. They don't understand what to do. It's like they don't believe. I don't know if they don't believe, or they're just too stupid to understand, or maybe they just don't care anymore because they know it's a hopeless situation for them because they've pushed things too goddamn far. But basically, what happened is that by wronging me so many goddamn times, they became the heart and soul of evil, which means the absolute worst people in existence. And the way it was set up as the heart and soul of evil is that imagine an infinite amount of dimensions, all right? And each one of those dimensions branches off into another infinite, and all those parts in that infinite branch off to another, and so on and so on and so on, like a massive infinite family tree, all right? The Canadians get worse, which means they become bigger losers and just absolutely pathetic filth by a degree like that, an infinite amount of dimensions every infinitieth of a second. So they become infinitely worse in an infinite different ways every infinitieth of a second. And it just keeps branching off and branching off. But it's like they're falling down, and it's branching off and branching off more and more and more, and wider and wider and wider. And they literally cannot recover at this point, like ever. And that's why I'm wondering if they just gave up and they said fuck it. Because it's like the women of Canada, for example, even the men and the women, they are so unbelievably fucking putrid because of what they're doing, that even the beautiful, even the ones that were used to be considered beautiful on the outside, like certain nurses or doctors or whatever, they are literally beneath everyone else in the country. So like as sad as it is, the people on the top of Canada, the least offensive of the Canadians, are like the Down syndrome retards and the severely birth defected, like mutants and shit like that, that are like all mentally handicapped and deranged and have no idea what the hell's going on and what to do. Those are the least offensive people of Canada. So all the narcissistic beauty queens of Canada and stuff like that think they're some sort of prized possession, or like clowns like Justin Trudeau and stuff like that, they would be better off. They would literally be in Canada, rather than having their existing partners, their genitals, like a Miss Canada, for example, a beauty queen pageant, she should consider herself blessed if a Down syndrome retard wants to beg on her pussy, because it would be infinitely better than any other man she could ever get. That's why it's so goddamn funny. Because it's like, and the funny thing is it's a complete opposite for my situation. I become infinitely better in an infinite amount of dimensions every infinitieth of a second because of this situation. So it's funny, like all these people can do, and it wouldn't really, all it would do is make them even exponentially worse. It's just keep attacking me like they're doing physically. Just violate my rights, abuse me, poison me, drug me, mutilate me. That's all they can think of doing, is just basically saying fuck you and trying to cause as much physical damage as possible. But all that does is make them unimaginably fucking worse. You can't even measure how much worse their actions are making them every second of every day, every infinitieth of a second. Just like boom, boom. And every time they do something wrong, it's like taking every possible infinity you could ever imagine and then piling it on them again. Yeah? It's fucking funny. Yeah? But anyway, there's some thoughts for you, and we'll talk to you later.